Hey guys, welcome to Off-Road Recon. Today we are going to be installing the 15 watt GMRS Midland radio. Okay, this is their detached radio, so you can put the control console or whatever you want to call this, the actual radio brain, under the seat, mount it wherever you want in a hidden position. That's why we went with this one. We're going to be mounted into the seat today. The new 3 dB gain antenna. It's only 3.5 inches tall, 1.5 inches in diameter. This will hook on to this F150 hood mount, and this hood mount is non-invasive. You don't have to drill any holes or anything like that. It hooks on an existing bracket, puts your antenna out where it'll get good signal, and then you've got, looks like about a 10 or 12 foot long cable here. All these parts will be in the description below, so you can order exactly what I've got here and what we're installing. This is a 21406 Midland external speaker that will tie into this to give us a little better sound, since you know that it's a small speaker built into the handheld. And then we've also ordered one of these magnetic mics. I've never used one of these before. Pretty excited to try it out. Should be pretty cool. You just put it on the back of the handheld here, and it'll magnetize to the dash wherever you want to mount it. So stay tuned here. We'll see if we can get all this stuff installed tonight before we run out of daylight, and hopefully it creates a pretty good setup. Okay, so you remove the back, and I just want to say here, this thing didn't come with a lot of this crap that's on here. It didn't come with the washer, it didn't come with a rubber pad, it didn't come with a mounting bolt. Literally all it came with was this and this. But to be quite frank, I'm not really sure why you would need any of that. You wouldn't want the rubber pad simply because you want it to ground out good on the metal back here, which is why I'm actually going to scuff it off with a knife and kind of scrape the paint up. You always want to make a good ground with your antenna, no matter what radio you're using. And then the bolt, I wouldn't think we'd necessarily need either, because this bolt's going to make it through that and down into it to make a good thread connection here as well. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and take the existing bolt out, and it's a 1/2 inch drive or a 13 millimeter. And then we're going to get the knife here and scuff it up. Blade here. You can use whatever you want. You could use a little Dremel tool or a drill bit or whatever, but you don't want paint in between that and this, in between your antenna and this metal. Which actually, sitting here thinking about it, that might be aluminum on a Ford, but I don't know. It should still ground good on this. Okay, so we're pretty scuffed up there now. So now, I want to set our antenna there, just to clarify how this goes. Looks like that's going to go. Oh, that's pretty smart. So the antenna slides back in this little groove here away from your hood. And you just simply put your bolt back in it. So you can see here, that's your groove behind your hood. And then we'll run our wire into the cab there.
So back in here, tucked just underneath, is a rubber round grommet that's going to go from the outside under your hood through your firewall and right up under behind your brake and gas pedal. This is where we chose to run all of our wires through.
Okay. Now something you want to keep in mind here, and that may be why it came with another bolt. This bolt is painted from the manufacturer. This one's got enough paint missing off of it that I'm not too worried about the ground it's going to make. I think it's going to make a good connection still. So you might check that. If there's a lot of paint on your bolt, either scrape it off or use a different one. One thing I will say, I'm not too sure. I mean, I don't know. I guess it just depends on what truck you got, but it would have been nice if that was a black mount, and I guess you could always paint it if you wanted. Okay, so now the Midland 3dB NMO base style antenna should screw right to the top of this. And you want it good and tight. Now what you want to do is you kind of want to just find your best path through here. It's going to keep this wire down and out of the way. Something else when you're running antennas, guys, and this pretty much goes for all antennas, you don't want your cable bunched up anywhere. You want it as straight as possible and as spread out as possible. So even if you've got too much cable or something like that, take a long route to get where you're going, just so you can kind of ensure that it's not going to be bunched up on itself. And then we're just going to go down here and go right through the firewall where we took our last stuff through. And that will bring us down into the driver floorboard here. And once we get to this floorboard, we're going to come right around back in here. We're going to come right around the back of these pedals back here, and we're going to mount our radio right into this driver's seat. Okay, now for the radio, what we're going to do for this is now I'm not sure what F150 you got or what vehicle you're installing it in, but a nice idea is to wiretap into the back of a cigarette lighter or a 12-volt plug, whatever you want to call it. And the reason why on newer vehicles like this one, it has a delay. So you can set that delay to stay on even though the car shuts off. So I've set mine, for instance, for, I think I set it on 90 minutes, and that's something you can kind of get in with a 4Scan program and do all that, and that's for a whole nother video. If you have any questions about 4Scan, which is a really cool program, you can actually pretty much reprogram any computer part in this Ford. But anyway, I have mine set on 90 minutes, so from the second I turn my key off, my accessories will stay on for 90 minutes, like this switch and all my accessories and my inverters and things like that. That means that this radio will stay off for 90 minutes. So if you go somewhere and you park for lunch and people are trying to reach out to you, your radio will still be on. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out where that 12-volt outlet is. There's a couple of different ones that I could tap into. There's one up here on the dash, and then there's two in this console. There's one inside the console, and there's a plug on the back where the back seat's 12-volt is. I think I'm going to tap into the back one. Also, guys, I want to say thank you to Midland. They are one of our new sponsors, and we've been using Midland products for years. I mean, pretty much every radio that we have, and we have a lot of radios, are Midland. However, our GMRS only go as far as our mobile radios, which are in the Jeep and in this truck. But it's really nice being able to tie this to a regular two-way radio, because if Brandy's out shooting video or whatnot, she can have a two-way radio on her belt, and then I can communicate with, you know, where the shot is or what we need to do, and while we're still on our same off-roading channel for our convoy. So Midland's, everybody knows Midland. It's like the best of the best for two-way radio. So anyway, again, if any of these products interest you and you want to install it in your own, you can click on the link in the description and find the whole slew of Midland products, and I will put this kit specifically together in a basket so that way you could get all this stuff. This antenna that comes for this F150, you could universally mount this pretty much on anything. It's mostly just kind of an L bracket, and then this antenna is made for anything, for any GMRS radio. Oh, it did come with a little temporary antenna. We won't be using that. Did come with a microphone holder. We won't be using that. Comes with a spare fuse. Comes with a nice Midland sticker.
Nope. I thought that was already there.
Yeah, that's how good it is. You always want to run wire around your pedals as cautiously as possible, guys, and you want to get the path that keeps it away from your pedals. I've seen wires get wrapped around brake pedals and gas pedals and all kinds of stuff, so always be cautious when you're running wire down here, zip tying it to anything. Always stay up as high as possible away from your brake and your gas line or pedal. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna install this right in between the front of the seat here, and then we'll run the wiring back under the seat, and we're gonna splice into the 12-volt power for the heated seats. And that's where our radio will sit, right in here somewhere. And you just want to make sure that you still have motion of your seat, which we do in this particular setup here. And then you must figure out where you want to put your loudspeaker. And in this case, I think that we're pretty much going to be able to hear it from anywhere, so I might even mount this under the seat, pointed out towards my feet. Yep, just like that. That'll all get fed under there. We'll kind of tidy that up a little bit. Put the extra fuse in the glove box. So it looks like the magnet just kind of slides on to your standard mount on the back of there. And there's actually a little screw in that mount. And I don't think I'm even going to use it because it's such a snug fit already. And then your magnet's an earth magnet, and man, that's powerful. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put a little bit of sticky tape on the back of this, because that's what I always do. Anytime you, I mean, you can see that this is brand new, and look at how dirty it is. Anytime you want to use sticky tape on anything, you've got to clean your surface really good with some good rubbing alcohol. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so that goes on there like that. And then this microphone will go on there like that. And that's what holds it on.
Nice.
But we need a couple screws in because that pull that sticky tape off. So now it came with a couple screws. That ain't coming off now. Hello? I think for now I may just plug it into this and hardwire it later. Okay, so from this point, what you've got to do is you can get on the forums and whatnot, and you can find a 12-volt constant power back here, or accessory power, or really any power you want. I'm going to come into this cigarette lighter for now, but eventually I'm going to wire tap on the inside to that same plug. But just for the sake of the video and the fact that we're running out of daylight here and we got a lot to do tonight, I'm going to plug it into that, run our wire through there, and we should have power when we have our AC power on. Hello?
Why was that not coming through there?
I'm not sure. That sounds terrible.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Monday night into Tuesday as the cold moves through the body in the morning and early afternoon, then becoming partly sunny. Highs around.
So on this radio, that's really cool. You can set it to where both your external speaker and the internal speaker built into this work simultaneously, so you can hear through both of them. So if you want to hear it up front and maybe in the back or something like that, or for this instance, we're just going to give a little more depth with that speaker, you can set them both up. Very cool. It's all pretty well plug in and play. It does come with this nice little small instruction guide. You can keep, I'm going to keep it right in the vehicle here. I'm going to try to work with this mount maybe and see if I can get it to bend out a little bit like that, so it'll hold my radio where I can see the screen of it, because sometimes you accidentally hit the channel or something like that, and I would like to be able to see the channel if I can. So I'm going to work at that here. There was something else I was going to say and I'm forgetting now. But above all, guys, it seems really stout, really heavy duty. Great little radio here. And the volume's really loud on both, and the mic sounds pretty clear. So,
something I do want to mention here about these radios, guys, is I have not been able to find a toggle on-off switch on this radio, so you literally have to press and turn this radio on each time you enter your vehicle. This was kind of a bummer for me, because I like the radio just coming on automatically when I get in. Also, on a positive note, I will say it does have many backlight options to match your interior lights. Red, green, blue, white, and maybe even like an orange or a yellow.
Anyway, if you haven't hit that like button, hit it now. Check the link out below for all these devices and get your own. And please subscribe to our channel for more videos in the future, and check out some of our other episodes. Also, we've got a new channel. Check out, just the name of it's Ben Ferris right now, which is my name. And you can check that channel out, and we basically just post whatever the heck we want on there. Doesn't have to retain or pertain. Doesn't have to pertain to this truck or this Jeep or traveling or really anything. We can just do whatever we want over there. So that's it. If we don't see you, will we see? What?
Until next time, we'll see you on the trails.
What was that?
Don't get on me, I look bad.
That's not even true.
Until next time, we'll see you on the trail.
We'll see you on the trail.